Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in that video today, and we're going to be talking about one of the most recent NBA trade rumors, as there's been a couple things with this topic today. First thing comes out is that the Knicks have been keeping tabs out on Malik Beasley ever since since 2020, before the Wolves traded him to the Utah Jazz. In 2020, before the Wolves traded for him. And I think before that, he was on the Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken. That was that. He was traded to the Timberwolves in 2020 in that huge trade. I think it broke history, and it was like 13 or something like that. 16 players were traded, and Malik Beasley was a part of the trade. That was the main thing was with my Houston Rockets. The main thing was Robert Covington going to Houston and Clint Capella going to Atlanta. That huge trade that involved about like 16 or 15 players and broke NBA history. And Beasley went to the Timberwolves. And before that trade happened, it was just reported today that the Knicks, ever since then, have been looking at Beasley and have liked him and been wanting to trade for him. Now, the Knicks are interested in Malik Beasley now that he's on the Jazz and want to trade for him. And now I don't know if they're interested in Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley, but it was reported as well that Malik Beasley, that the Jazz want a first-round pick in trades that involve Beasley and Vanderbilt. So I'm going to assume that the Knicks only want Beasley because we never heard anything about the Knicks and Vanderbilt. So we're going to only talk about Beasley going to the Knicks in this scenario. But I like Malik on the Knicks. I think he'd be, a good fit. I don't know what his role is, though. I mean, is he a starter? Is he the sixth man that he's been playing with the Jazz? I don't know what his role would be, because right now, Quickly's kind of playing that six-man role for them. I really don't know. If you trade for Beasley, do you ship off Quickly and try to get some good assets for him? That would be very interesting to see what Malik Beasley's role is. With their lineup, Brunson's the 1, RJ's the 2. Do you squeeze Beasley in at the 3? Is he playing? I think Beasley's either starting 3 or is he the 6th man. But I think that it'd be fun to see where he'd be playing at. I mean, I think him and Quickly would be good off the bench together as well. But the Knicks would definitely figure out where he'd be playing. Now I like him. He's a good shooter. He's a decent defensive player. He's scoring a lot this season, averaging 14.5 points per game this season, 4 rebounds per game as a guard. Been averaging 1 steal per game, 1 block per game as a guard as well. He's just been playing great basketball in the Jazz, and it's probably I don't know, on my list. I don't know about other people's, and I think he could end up being a candidate. But I think right now that you have to add him into 6th man of the year contestants. I mean, he's been. I think obviously you gotta add in Brogdon in the top 3. I don't know, maybe Westbrook as well, because Westbrook has been great. But then once you got Westbrook and Brogdon, I got my 6th man and that third one right there. I got to give it to Malik Beasley because he's been excellent for the Jazz this season. Now let's get into what the trade would be, because I think the Jazz this is just a Beasley trade. There's no Vanderbilt. I have them getting a first-round pick and a player, and this kind of reminds me of the trade we saw last season go down between the Cavs and the Pacers. So we saw last year a trade go down between the Cavs and the Pacers, where the Cavs received Karis LeVert, and in return, the Pacers got back a first-round pick, which was what they wanted for Karis LeVert, and they got a contract filler in Ricky Rubio, who was hurt. So it wasn't like they were receiving any players that were going to play. So, well, I'm not saying this player won't play for the Jazz, but who knows? I mean, he could be released. He could be waived. Who knows what's going to happen? But so I have the Jazz receiving a 2023 first-round pick, which is Dallas's pick, would probably be around let's say 21, 23 in that area. So that's a decent first round pick. With all the other first round picks that the Jazz are going to have this year, that is a good, decent first round pick. And then also Evan Fournier, who's, a decent veteran. He's in the end of his days. I mean, obviously he still, has a couple years left in the tank in the NBA, but he's just, was he ever that really good? But yes, he's been a good shooter, and I think he's still a good shooter. He's just not a good scorer. He doesn't move that well, and no one really wants him. And I think the Jazz would be a team to take him on because they're getting a first-round pick. And also, you can clear some cap space going into this free agency class. I think the Jazz could be a team that, some free agents want to go to. I mean, you're balling with Lauri Markkanen. They have some talent. It's going to take a couple years. Obviously, the Jazz right now they'd make the play-in, but that's all I see them doing. I mean, I don't even think it matters who they play in the play-in. I think they play one game in the play-in, and that's it for the Jazz. So, I just say, the Jazz, even though things are going good for them right now, I say you just got to, wrap everything up. And this starts by getting another first-round pick for a player who's been good this season, but you're just getting rid of him. I mean, I think you got to do the same with Vanderbilt. I think you have to do the same with a couple other players on their roster. And I think this is a good move for the Knicks as well. And I don't know if it happens or not, but I think that out of the places out of the teams that are interested in Beasley, in my opinion, I think this is the most likely option for Malik Beasley to end up, and I think it'd be very interesting. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll see if Malik Beasley is heading to New York or not. I think we definitely have some time before the trade deadline happens to see where he'll end up. This is a trade I can kind of see happening on the trade deadline, but we'll just see what happens, man. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out.